Hello everyone, I'm Carnes. Welcome to Living Consciously. Are you a worrywart? If you are, you probably think it's something that is appropriate. People look at the world and they say, if you're not worried, you're not paying attention. Well, I hope to dispel that today. I want to start off by talking about two ways of perceiving life that seem to be the same, but they're not. It's caring and concern. I'll tell you about my two grandmothers. I was fortunate enough to know both of them. They couldn't have been more different. It was really quite a lesson in human psychology. Even as that little kid, I could see it. They were very different people. My father's mother was a worrywart, and she was constantly fussing. Margaret, she said to my mother, are those girls going to church? Lock those doors. Put your purse, when she came to visit us, she would carry her purse with her from room to room, wherever she was. She was constantly concerned about everything. And as a result, we felt anxious around her. My other grandmother, my mother's mother, was the opposite. She was the most down-to-earth, loving, unconditionally loving person. On one of my other shows, I talked about her unconditional love for me. But she was a person who never said a bad word about anybody. She was non-judgmental. And if you needed something, she would just stop what she was doing and see if she could get it for you. And she was not a worrier. She would say, things will work out. Everything always seems to work out for the best. And if something really dramatic happened, she'd say, mercy me, what will they think to do next? Completely different energy. Well, which of those grandmothers do you think I like to be around? Children are very subjective, and they pick up energies and they pick up feelings. And if you are an anxious parent or grandparent or anyone in their life that's anxious on a regular basis, they're going to get anxious themselves. It really is a very destructive energy to carry around. There is a huge distinction in spiritual teaching between caring and concern. And I want to talk about the differences today and see if we can't clear up that sense that we should be worried about something. Well, let's say you have a friend who comes to you and they're going through something serious. It could be an illness, it could be relationship, it could be their money life. And are you concerned? Do you care? A concerned person will see the problem as having most of the power in the situation. A concerned person sees the limitation. A concerned person will look to outer ways to help you and then give you a lot of advice about what you should do and maybe who you should go talk to and all of this sort of thing. But they tend to miss the big picture. Concerned people do not see your wholeness. They see you in a problem. All of a sudden you're reduced to the problem. Now, they mean well, but it doesn't help. A person who cares, on the other hand, it's a completely different experience, more like my other grandmother. A person who cares for you does not deny that you're going through something. And I'm talking about a spiritual perception. We do not deny that you're having an experience, it's a fact, but we deny that it's greater than you. I care enough to tell you the truth, that you are greater than this experience. And that there is a power present right where you are right now that is capable of coming through as the healing, as the resolution, as the solution. A caring person sees the big picture. They see you in your wholeness. They see solutions because their mind is relaxed. And, this promotes the advent of wisdom in us. We know, as Emerson said, we know a lot more than we know we know. if our mind is relaxed enough, not anxious, not worried, but relaxed, it seems to be an open door into the spiritual realm of wisdom. I believe that all people have spiritual DNA, that we are born with certain attributes, certain characteristics that can serve us for an entire lifetime in a very positive way. We have the capacity to know what to do in any situation, and it just arises within a quiet mind. So being overly concerned or worried about something effectively, it shuts the door to that. Our mind tends to shut down. And literally, have you ever been so concerned about something you couldn't think straight? Well, that's actually what's happening. Your mind simply is too agitated to access that wisdom that is necessary. And so to be compassionate is not the same thing as to be in sympathy for someone. Sympathy belongs on the concern column. Compassion belongs on the caring side. What is compassion? Well, His Holiness the Dalai Lama said it's the ability to see the other person's motivation. But in this context that I'm speaking about today, I believe it is the ability to feel for the person and acknowledge their human pain, at the same time seeing through it, knowing that there is an answer. See, if you're sympathizing, you think, oh, this guy's done for. Quietly in your mind, you're thinking, oh, this is pretty horrible. I'm glad I don't have that problem. I mean, well, that's what we do with our concerned ego mind. But our spiritual mind, our caring mind, is compassionate, wants to help. It says, look, I know this is hard for you. I know you're going through something, but you're greater than this. There's a power within that can make all things new. Call it what you will. But it is available right here and right now. So the question I'm asking of us today, let's look at our personal lives. Are you concerned about your life? Are you concerned about your health or your retirement? You know, if you watch TV, you will see that every advertiser, especially with the pharmaceuticals and the digestive aids and the beauty products and all that, they are really trying to get us to be so concerned about our restless legs, which we never knew existed until we heard about it on TV, that we'll buy something from them, right? They want us to be anxious. That's just the way of the commercial world. To get people to buy your product, you must convince them they're going to be in trouble if they don't buy it, that they need it to be better, and therefore they need to be concerned about themselves. See, if you just presented something and said, you know, if you really care about your health, try this, it might work just as well, but that's not the way they do it. So are you concerned about your health? There's 5 areas of life. That's 10. There's 5 areas of life that everybody's concerned about. There's health, there's wealth, there's love in relationships, there's peace, and there's creative self-expression. And there's also joy. 6. But the 5 we're concerned about daily: health, wealth, love in relationships, creative self-expression, which is work, and world peace. Peace in our family, peace in our mind, peace at home. Fortunately, in today's world, there's a lot of tools to help us stay more peaceful, such as meditation. And meditation has the wonderful effect of keeping the mind stable and relaxed so that you can be compassionate, you can care, and you can see through the problem and see the through line into solution. But just ask yourself those questions. What area of my life am I concerned about? Am I worried about? And ask yourself, why do you think that's the right way to think? You know, when people are really upset or angry about something, and if it's an appropriate situation, the question to ask is, out of all the ways you could feel about this, why did you pick anger? And very often, most often, they'll say, I didn't pick it, it just happens. It doesn't just happen. There's always a choice about how to react, concern or caring. See, you don't have to be angry to motivate yourself to make a change in the world. It's better if you care enough to make a difference. So look at your life. What area are you really concerned about? And ask yourself, is it possible for me to let that worry go? To just be here now, present in this moment, and care about, let's say, health. Care about my health, but not be concerned. Have compassion for myself for maybe making some choices in the past that weren't in the best interest of my health. But if I care about my health, can you feel the difference? You're going to naturally be open to ideas that support it. If you care about being healthy, you're going to be naturally open to ideas and suggestions that would promote health. You feel the difference? If you're concerned, you kind of shut off. It's like, I've got this problem and I'm just going to tough it out and I don't care. But if you say, you know what? I really care about my health. I care to be strong and flexible, and I care to be able to move this body around the planet and ask it to do what I want it to do and expect it to do it. I care about that. So I'm now open to ideas that will lead me in that direction. And they will come to you. The wisdom from within, your body will tell you. Has your body ever told you that you need certain things and you decipher it as a craving? And often it's that you need something. Like if you could say it the way your body wants you to hear it, it would be, I think I need more protein, or I need more leafy greens. I used to have a friend who was in the nutrition business, and I just loved her. And I'd be talking to her about something else, and we'd decide we want to go to lunch, and she'd say, I need greens. I haven't had greens today. She got me kind of in the habit of eating more greens, making a green drink in the morning, because I was interested in health and nutrition. So what about your money life? Are you concerned that you're not going to have enough money to pay your bills this week, this month, the rest of your life? Are you concerned about the economy? Are you concerned about Washington? Are you concerned about the government? Concerned about whatever that you think is the source of your income? Or do you care about prosperity? Now, if we care about being prosperous, you can again feel the difference. It opens us up to seeing our relationship to supply in a new way. Maybe we'll have more respect for it. Maybe we'll take better care of our bank account. Some people are pretty careless with these things. Maybe that's because they're so concerned they just don't want to even look at it. But if you care, you begin to say, maybe I could set this aside, or I could cut down on that, or I could da-da-da-da-da-da. Ideas will come to us because we have the capacity to access truth. And there is a truth behind all of these 5 areas, 6 areas of life. And the truth is, they are inherent in us. People say, how could wealth be inherent in me? Well, wealth is a part of our spiritual makeup in the sense that we generate activities that generate a response in the world, and often that response is a paycheck, an opportunity, a windfall, a winning, a surprise of some kind. But we're generating supply because we care about prosperity. And we believe that we are the author of our own experience, and that things come through us, not to us. They seem to come to us, but we're actually generating the possibility for them to show up in our world. That's a big area of study, something we talk about at the Messiah Center for Spiritual Living all the time, something I teach in classes. It's a new way of seeing our relationship to life that's very different probably from maybe how you were raised or how we were taught by certain superstitious religions or dogmatic ideas. So there's a lot more to talk about today about the difference between caring and concern, and how you can get out of the worry mode and never do it again. You don't need to do it. We'll talk more about that in the second part of our program today. But we're going to take a little break, and we're going to let our sponsors give us some wonderful ideas. And these people are not trying to make you anxious. They're trying to help you care about certain parts of your life, and they have the answer. So come back. We'll be here.
Attention homeowners, apartment complexes and business parks and homeowners associations. Now is the best time to make your property beautiful again. Since 1967, Gonzalez Landscaping has offered beautiful professional landscaping services to all of southern New Mexico. Our team has been designing and installing landscapes for over 47 years. Where quality is an obsession, Gonzalez Landscaping is locally owned and operated. We are licensed commercial, residential specialists dedicated to providing reliable and quality service. We offer residential and commercial landscaping design, full lawn, tree and shrub care, with annuals and perennials, tree and palm trimming, spring and fall cleanups, mulching and more. Let us do the work at prices you can afford. We service all of Las Cruces. We are New Mexico's premier commercial landscaping and residential landscaping company. Visit us online at gonzalesnursery.com or call us for a free estimate. 575-382-7272.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
And we're back. So we've been talking about wasting our time worrying when we could be using our mind in a very creative way to allow ourselves to access our own inner wisdom about any issue in our life. We've talked about the difference between caring and concern. Concern creates stress, and stress creates tension, and tension creates headaches and all kinds of things in the body that you don't want. You know, there's no doubt about this. This is proven. The mind-body connection, it actually isn't a connection, it's one thing. It's mind-body. It's one activity. So when we create stress in our mind through being all worried and concerned, it's flooding our body with chemicals and hormones and things we don't really want, especially adrenaline. You don't need a lot of adrenaline unless you're running from a tiger or something. Really. There's a correlation, a definite track from stress to body states. So we care about our health, so we stay relaxed. I did a program on meditation. You can watch it on YouTube. It's called Meditation. If you're not meditating, you're working too hard. Your life is harder than it needs to be. You know, this week, they're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of introducing meditation in the San Francisco school system. And they're gathering 400 high school kids who are meditating every day. The schools in San Francisco have been transformed by meditation. And you know how it happened? Somebody cared. Somebody cared enough to consider some other ideas than the usual way of doing things. Discipline, detention, all punishment. How about if we introduce quiet time and let these kids sit in silence for 10 minutes twice a day? They tried it, and it was astonishing what happened. I mean, you can read the data on it. It's real. This is not made up stuff, because there was caring and not concern. There was plenty to be concerned about, but it didn't help. Concern doesn't help. Worry doesn't help. All right, so caring, to review, caring creates wisdom and compassion. Seeing through the problem to the through line of solution. Concern creates stress and tension and makes the problem worse. Big difference. Compassion and sympathy are not the same thing. All right, so I asked you before the break, do you care about your health? Do you care about your money? Do you care about your love and relationships? You know, if you're concerned about your relationship, you're probably creating more stress and tension in it than there needs to be. But if you care about it, what happens if you care about something that you're involved in? Just think about it. It's natural that you see your part in it. If you care about it, you're not blaming the other person for everything. Usually that's what happens when you're concerned about a relationship. Well, if only they'd stop doing that, or if they'd do this instead. But no, if you care enough to give your very best, you're going to involve yourself in the solution. You're going to see your place in it. That's a very loving thing to do. It's a very powerful thing to do, and it's transformational. So you see through to another way of being in relationship. And now it's the same thing with our body and with our money life and with our work. Do you care about the work you do? Are you concerned that they don't appreciate you, that you're not going to get a raise, that you need a promotion, someone else got it? Are you concerned that they're going to fire you or they're going to lay you off or whatever? You see the difference in the energy you bring to work. If you care about your work and your place in it, you're going to find yourself doing probably more than is expected of you. But people who do that tend to get raises and promotions, or they will just evolve themselves right into another job. It happens all the time. People who get promoted and get raises do more than is expected of them. That's just the way it is. And they don't expect their job to be the only source of their good. It's one aspect of their life. They care about their life, and it shows up when they go to work. They put everything they got into it. All right, so this is a spiritual way of seeing life, but you can demonstrate it, you can prove it. You see, the universe isn't concerned about you. Now, I know some of you may still be attached to the image of God, man in the sky. I hope you can let that go and see it in a better way, because it's bigger than that and it's more personal than that. So let's just say, let's call it the universe, okay? It's not concerned about you. That doesn't mean it doesn't care. Because, and this is, I'm going to refer to some Christian things even though I'm not a Christian, but I believe in some of their teaching is very apropos through what the Master Teacher Jesus said. And he said, the kingdom has been given. In other words, we have everything we need to live a life so worth living that nobody has to be concerned about us, not even God. What were we given? We were given the capacity to love. We were given a natural joy that can be reactivated at any point in our life. We were given an amazing intelligence and access to a whole universal field of intelligence that we can draw from. And that's where ideas come from, by the way. They don't start in your head. They come from that field. And we feel them and interpret them like music. You hear music and then you write it down and someone plays it, but it didn't come from you. It came from the field, okay? So we have the capacity to love, we have a capacity for joy, we have an amazing mind that is creative and intelligence that knows how to move us through life in a way that you could say prevents disaster, that allows us to live more lovingly, more joyfully, more prosperously, and more peacefully. We have these qualities of being that are innate in every human being. I don't care what has happened in the past to them, they're never gone. They're still there. It may look like they've gone dormant, but they're still there. And those qualities are what make you you. How you love, what you do with your mind and idea, how you express yourself, what you generate in the way of supply, what you do with it, how you circulate it. These are what make you you, not the world. The world doesn't make you who you are. Experience doesn't make you who you are. You learn about things through experience, but it doesn't make you who you are. If it did, you would not recognize yourself in the mirror every day. You would not be able to remember who you were yesterday if the world made you different every time you stepped out into it. No, who you are is eternal. It's forever. And it's constantly building its self-awareness. That's the one thing that we really learn in this life, is who we are. That's the great spiritual teaching. And so today I want us to shift from being concerned about this life we're living and start really caring about life in general, the life that all people are living. So we care as much about humanity as we do for ourselves, because in truth we're all one. There really is nobody else out there. There's just the one life, diversifying as all life and appearing to be different just for the fun of it, because that's what you do in a time-space dimension. You act as though things were separate, but they're really all one. And so I would love for you to come and learn more about this. And maybe you touched into it years ago. Well, come back. Help us spread the word, because I think this could change life for the better for everybody. You can make a donation to us through our website. We have a PayPal account that you can access. Love and appreciate your donations. Really and truly want to express my gratitude for all of you who have sent donations to us. And also, you can access our website, which is right over there. Oh, I'm doing the L. Roker thing, right? I can't get this right. It's that one. There it is. mvcsl.org. I get a kick out of myself. And and we have a wonderful Tuesday night meditation. I talk about meditation all the time because I know it's the best kept secret on the planet. It's powerful, and a group meditation has an effect on the environment that is indisputable. Google it, get the data, you'll be amazed. This is true. It really affects the environment, ripples through the walls and goes out into the city. And lastly, join us on Sunday morning. If you come and meet me in person, I'd love to meet you. And I do something like this, and then we have a Q&A after. You won't be singled out. You won't be made to stand up and tell us anything. You just come and join us. Very casual. You'll love it. We meet at the Mesilla Town Community Center at 10:30 on Sunday morning for a different kind of experience. I hope to see you there. Meantime, come back again. I love being with you, and continue to live consciously.